you look like the best dressed person in the room. Let's talk about it. So we're about to get into the holidays and you may have parties to go to, or you just may want ideas on how to look the best, your best self, look the best you can be wherever you're going. I feel like these are tried and true tips that will help. So I have 10 tips for you, but I want to get some obvious ones out of the way. You need to make sure whatever you're wearing is wrinkle-free. Make sure you steam it or iron it before you leave the house. Make sure there's no strings hanging off. Make sure there's no stains on it, even if it's some little teeny tiny one. Just don't wear that day. Wear something that still looks new. Okay, tip number 1, you don't want to have any items that are competing with each other. So whenever you look at people who look immaculately dressed, you're like, wow, they just look amazing. They just have it all together and they're the best dressed. They usually don't have a whole bunch of things going on at the same time. So if their dress is a very vibrant color, don't also have like a very loud jacket. It's just too much and it just doesn't give the eye a place to focus on. And honestly, that just kind of gives me anxiety just thinking about it. If any part of your outfit is a statement item or a bold color, center your outfit around that piece and make the rest of your outfit be the complement or the backdrop to that statement item or statement color. The next tip to be the best dressed or to look your best is to, this is a little controversial, but make sure that you're not wearing anything that could be considered out of style. So if you're trying to look like the best dressed person, you are a little bit concerned with how everyone else is viewing you, and that's okay sometimes. I don't always think we should dress like that, but you know, there's occasions where you want to look really nice and you want to, you know, people to like what you're wearing. If you're wearing an item that is considered by most people to be dated or it looks dated, it's not gonna be like, ooh, she looks out of style, but it just, something won't quite look right and it won't, you know, give you that avenue to being the best dressed person in everyone else's eyes. So the easiest way to avoid this is just to stick with classic pieces, timeless pieces. Don't try to get like, what's the latest trend and get that piece to be the best dressed. And of course, you can be an extremely well-dressed person wearing something very trendy, but the easiest place to start, especially if you're unsure of what to wear to look well-dressed, would be these classic and timeless styles. And mainly clothing that isn't a super obvious trend or was a super obvious trend several years ago. Now, I always say to wear things that make you feel wonderful, and if there's something that you have that is considered out of style, if you love that, please keep it and wear that. But if your goal is to look like the best dressed person in the room, a room full of people, you're gonna wanna save those items for some other time. We're still talking about Princess Diana to this day, not because she wore tons of trendy items or stuck with the trends that she loved, but because she wore those classic timeless styles, and her style is still alive in our heads. We still talk about it even to this day. The next tip for being the best dressed person or looking your personal best is to wear colors that suit you. Now, hang on a second. I personally, in my heart of hearts, do not feel like you should only wear colors that some guide over there tells you to wear. That being said, if bright fluorescent orange is a color you're in love with, but you just, you know, you're not sure how it exactly looks on you, or you're just not sure about it, or neon yellow, just don't wear it that day. Wear it some other day, try it out with your other things, but for that day you're trying to be the best dressed, wear colors that you know for a fact look amazing on you. Some colors that tend to be universally flattering on most people are purple, teal, even white. And you know, sometimes you may have to find the right white for yourself, but white is often a very great color for most people. Navy tends to look good on a lot of people, and dare I say brown. And a lot of these colors, it kind of depends on if you're getting a warmer shade or a cool shade, then it gets a little more complicated. So, you know, if you're just like, I gotta be ready by tomorrow night and I gotta be the best dressed, try going with a color that's universally flattering, like try some white. Honestly, an all white outfit is going to be real flattering. Speaking of white, white is a great color. And if you want to be the best dressed person in the room, a white monochrome outfit is lots and lots of times going to look like, it's going to be eye-catching, it's going to look chic. It's just a very noticeably intentional, chic, sophisticated outfit. And if you can do that, if you have the whites in your closet and you have some whites that fit you really well, you don't even have to do all white, but a white, beige, and taupe, like that monochrome, the very neutral, beigey, whitish kind of monochrome outfit is always gonna look chic and sophisticated, and you will definitely be in the running, if not the best dressed person. And honestly, any monochrome outfit is going to help you look like best dressed person, because monochrome just always looks expensive and chic and sophisticated and intentional, and it's very easy to do. I really mention monochrome in so many videos. I have a video coming up next time. I probably need to mention monochrome, but I'm not, because I mention it so often. So I'm just gonna leave that out of that video. Let's talk about accessories. So I feel like with accessories, again, going back to that kind of statement thing, if you have a big necklace, don't have everything else competing with that necklace. I wouldn't have a big necklace and like a huge luxury handbag and bracelets all up and down your arm. That is a specific look, and you might actually still look like the best dress if you are dressed like that. I mean, there are some women who can pull that look off, like, and it just looks amazing. But for the most part, and for most of us, if we have a big necklace, you know, tons of bracelets up here and huge earrings and a big print all over our dress, it's gonna be so much that it's just all gonna be kind of competing with each other. And it may look great to some people, but to other people, it may just be like, oh, it's too much. I need to go and, like, you know, I need a break from her outfit. I never feel like you should dress like for other people to approve of you by any stretch of the imagination. But I know there are times, whether we want to admit it or not, where we want to look really good to everybody else and we want to look amazing. Simple gold jewelry, simple silver jewelry. Pearls are always great. I'm not a pearl person, but I think pearls are very classic and can very much like complement your outfit without being overpowering. But easy jewelry that complements your outfit, I feel like is more what you want to go for, rather than accessories competing with each other. Another thing, maybe this should have been at the beginning of the video, that you really need to make sure that is happening. You need to make sure that your clothes fit your body. That if you're wearing a button-up shirt like this, it's not like, okay, I'm like flashing myself, but you know, it's not gaping open. Or if you're wearing some pants, they're not squeezing you and making you spill over the top of them. Or you've lost 20 pounds and you're not wearing the pants that are just hanging off of you. All of those things are gonna detract from your outfit. No one is gonna stop and point at you and be like, oh, her pants don't fit, or anything like that. And they may not even be able to tell what it is, but it just won't make you look your best, which is what we're trying to do in this video, and it's just something to keep in mind. You just want to wear clothes that fit you. Small details can make your outfit really stand out, and no one would really be able to pinpoint why exactly you look so good, but it might be just those tiny details. I've mentioned before that just a simple front or side tuck or tucking your shirt all the way in can be the difference between your outfit looking a little bit frumpy and unmemorable to looking more chic and put together. Having small details within your outfit, like, you know, teeny pleats on your shoulders or mixing textures together, something simple like that, can really make your outfit pop without trying too hard. And so the next tip kind of piggybacks off of that. But a lot of times, if it's not some super fancy event, or maybe even if it's a fancy event, a lot of times these women who we would be like, wow, she looks probably like the best dressed person, a lot of times their outfit is very effortless looking. It looks very natural. It looks like she just pulled it out of her closet, got dressed, and went. There was no planning involved. It's not super fussy. Everything just very much flows together and works with her shape, her style, her aesthetic. So the effortless look is definitely a way to go if you're trying to be the best dressed. I feel like when people think about being the best dressed, they're like, I need to wear the most expensive, loud, amazing dress, you know, fanciest dress. But that isn't always going to make you look like the best dress. Now that being said, if you are going to a fancy event, like a cocktail attire event, or a wedding, black tie wedding or something like that, then you obviously want to wear the fancy dress. But even then, keeping that effortless kind of look in the back of your head when you're getting dressed, I feel like can help you look even better. If you're going to be the best dressed, this is just, you're going to have to do this, but you're going to have to take care of the grooming situation. Nails don't have to be painted. I'm taking a break from nail polish because my nails just got kind of not great for a little bit, but they don't need to have like dirt underneath your fingernails. They need to be clean or ridiculously long or something like that. Your hair doesn't need to have some super obvious roots. Try to use some moisturizer on your face or an exfoliator for your skin to try to make it look more moist before you go to that event. I shared with you all this amazing like moisturizer, I guess it's a moisturizer that I found from Bobbi Brown, that when I started a retinol product, my skin was like peeling like crazy, and using this product underneath my makeup really just removed all of that. I will link that down below if you do have an event coming up and you're having like dryness in your skin. It's a really great product, at least for me anyway. But just taking care of those grooming details is important to looking your best. Now, when you're at the event, if you're like this, people are talking to you and you're like, yep. I mean, if you do all those things, I just don't really see anyone thinking that you are the best dressed. They're going to think that you were an extra on Lord of the Rings. Precious. That was my impression of Gollum. So that was an extreme. No one's acting like Gollum. But anyway, you want to make sure that you make eye contact with people and you shake their hands. If they're talking to you, you're not like, yeah, I know, I saw that. Like, that's like the rudest thing you can do. You're smiling at people, not unnecessarily, but if someone greets you, it's nice to smile at them. You want to stand up straight. These little things like that, they just support you as a person. Where if you're doing the opposite of that, like you were slouching or, being inconsiderate or being rude or looking down when people are talking to you, it's going to just detract from your whole appearance. So those are important things to remember too if you're going to an event this, holiday season and you want people to receive you in the way that you deserve to be seen. So do you have any tips to add for all of us who might be going somewhere where we would like to be the best dressed this season or any other time? Please add them below. I'm sure there's some that I missed, but in general, I don't think being the best dressed is having the most expensive, luxurious, fancy thing. I think it's more about just the whole entire look that you put together and having all these little pieces and, doing it in a way that represents you authentically. So I hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Share it with somebody that is going to an event if you think it would help. Consider subscribing. What did I miss? Be nice to your mailman. Pet a dog today. Buy a plant if you don't already have one. These have nothing to do with being the best dressed, but I'm just going to mention them because if you're still here, there's some wisdom for you. Is that really wisdom? Okay, live long and prosper. I'll see you later.